The notion that something as fundamental as water could be silently undermining the vitality of men over 60, weakening erections, sapping testosterone, and draining precious energy, often feels unbelievable. Yet, the evidence I've witnessed across 3 decades as a board-certified urologist specializing in men's health points overwhelmingly to this simple truth. That refreshing glass of water, consumed mindlessly day after day, might be the missing link in a chain of declining sexual health that many resign to mere aging. If you felt the frustration of diminished firmness, battled performance anxiety, or mourned the loss of that vibrant spark you once knew, understanding the profound connection between hydration and your body's deepest functions could be transformative. Age itself is rarely the true adversary. It's the accumulation of overlooked habits, the small daily choices we dismiss as insignificant, that chip away at our foundation. We blame the years for changes often rooted in correctable routines. What if the very substance you've relied on for life, water, was inadvertently sabotaging your sexual health simply because the way you consume it is working against your physiology? And what if making subtle, intentional adjustments to how and when you hydrate could unlock significantly improved circulation, naturally elevate your testosterone levels, and restore a confidence in your intimate life you feared was gone forever? This isn't about magic potions or complex regimens. It's about harnessing the power already flowing from your tap. When utilized correctly, water becomes perhaps the most potent, natural tool readily available to enhance blood flow critical for firm erections, optimize hormone balance including testosterone production, and directly impact erection strength and staying power. Later, I'll detail a remarkably simple 7-second habit, easily integrated into your morning, that synergizes powerfully with proper hydration to dramatically elevate sexual performance. Before we delve into the core mechanisms, if the potential to reclaim aspects of your health and vitality resonates with you, consider subscribing. Hitting that button and enabling notifications ensures you won't miss future insights specifically tailored for men navigating their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Your feedback is invaluable, too. If this discussion hits home, type 1 in the comments. If it misses the mark for you, type 0. Your input directly shapes the content I create to serve you best. Now, let's address the absolute cornerstone of sexual function for men, blood flow. An erection isn't merely a product of desire or mood. It's a sophisticated physical process, a hydraulic event demanding precise engineering within your body. None of it happens without robust, efficient circulation. Here's the critical connection many mature men overlook. Your blood is approximately 90% water. It's the river that carries life, oxygen, and nutrients to every cell, including the delicate chambers of the penis. When hydration is neglected or mismanaged, this vital fluid thickens, becoming more viscous and sluggish. Imagine trying to push molasses through a narrow pipe compared to water. The effort required is immense. This is the burden dehydration places on your cardiovascular system. Your heart strains to pump this thicker fluid, and the journey for blood to reach the extremities, particularly the penis, becomes arduous. Even mild, chronic dehydration you might not consciously perceive can reduce overall blood volume and subtly impair the quality of your erections. The hydraulic mechanism relies on rapid, unimpeded blood influx into the penile tissues. Thick, slow-moving blood fundamentally undermines this process. I recall Jim, a vibrant 68-year-old former coach, sitting in my office, his usual confidence replaced by a quiet resignation. "Doc, it's just not working like it used to," he confessed, assuming age had inevitably claimed another victory. His assumption was premature. Probing his habits revealed a startlingly common oversight: minimal water intake. A morning coffee, perhaps a soda at lunch, that was often the sum of his daily fluids, far below what his body desperately needed. Jim, like countless men past 60, underestimated water's foundational role. We focused solely on implementing a consistent, mindful hydration routine, small, regular sips throughout his day, not gulping when parched. The transformation wasn't instant, but within weeks, the spark returned to his eyes. "I don't know what changed, Doc," he said, genuinely surprised, "but something is definitely working again." The only intervention was water. This underscores a vital principle. Before attributing erectile challenges solely to age or assuming plummeting testosterone requires pharmaceutical intervention, honestly assess your hydration. The solution might not reside in a prescription bottle, but in the glass you hold right now. However, the impact of suboptimal hydration extends far beyond the immediate mechanics of blood flow into the penis. It strikes at the very core of your masculine vitality, your testosterone. Dehydration doesn't just parch your skin, it actively depletes the hormone essential for energy, drive, mood, and yes, sexual function. Consider Walter, a fiercely independent 72-year-old widower. He wasn't ill or clinically depressed, but he arrived with a profound sense of loss. I just don't feel like myself anymore. His energy was perpetually low, his libido had faded into the background, and a flatness had settled over his mood. Underlying his words was an unspoken fear. Is this it? Has my essence faded for good? Standard blood work revealed a key indicator. His testosterone levels were below the average range for his age. Not critically low, but sufficiently diminished to explain his symptoms. What shocked Walter wasn't the number itself, but the primary culprit identified: severe, long-term dehydration. No hidden disease, no medication side effects, simply his body operating for years without adequate water. Here's the physiological reality. When dehydrated, your body enters a state of physiological stress, prioritizing absolute survival functions, maintaining blood pressure, regulating core temperature, keeping essential organs like the heart and brain minimally operational. In this crisis mode, non-essential systems, including reproduction and libido, are deprioritized. Testosterone production takes a significant hit. Furthermore, dehydration acts as a potent physiological stressor, triggering a spike in cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. Cortisol and testosterone exist in a delicate balance, often described as a biological tug-of-war. When cortisol surges, typically in response to stress, including the physiological stress of dehydration, testosterone production is suppressed. Your masculinity, your vitality, gets caught squarely in the crossfire of this hormonal conflict. For Walter, the intervention was elegantly simple: consistent, intentional hydration, sipped slowly throughout the day. Within a month, the change wasn't just measurable in lab values, it was palpable in his presence. The spark reignited in his eyes, his energy resurged, and that feeling of being fundamentally himself returned. His body wasn't failing due to age, it was starved for the most basic resource. So if fatigue, mental fog, or a dwindling interest in sex have become unwelcome companions, resist the immediate urge to blame the calendar. Listen closely. It might be your body's persistent cry for adequate hydration. Yet, here lies a crucial and often overlooked nuance. Even men who consciously try to drink water frequently sabotage their efforts through common, counterproductive habits. Simply consuming water isn't enough. How you consume it is paramount. Early in my career, suggesting that water consumption technique impacted erections often elicited skeptical chuckles. Mike, a pragmatic retired truck driver in his late 60s, summed it up: "Doc, it's water. What am I supposed to do? Bless it first." My response was serious: "No, Mike, but you are supposed to respect it." The predominant mistake, especially among older men, is waiting for the unmistakable signal of thirst, a sign dehydration has already begun, and then rapidly gulping down a large volume of ice-cold water. This approach, while momentarily satisfying, is counterproductive. Your body isn't designed to handle sudden floods. It thrives on steady, consistent support. The digestive system can only absorb a limited amount of water at any given moment. Gulping overwhelms this capacity, leading to much of that water being rapidly excreted without fulfilling its hydrating purpose. Conversely, sipping smaller amounts steadily throughout the day maintains optimal blood volume, ensures efficient nutrient delivery to cells, and supports stable hormone balance, including testosterone. Furthermore, posture matters. Standing and gulping water while distracted keeps your nervous system in a subtle state of stress, often sympathetic dominance, hindering optimal absorption. Sitting down calmly while drinking shifts the body towards a more relaxed state, parasympathetic dominance, significantly improving how water is utilized. Even the simple act of allowing water to mix with saliva in your mouth before swallowing holds value. This ancient Ayurvedic practice, now supported by modern understanding, pre-moistens the water and introduces initial digestive enzymes, easing the burden on your stomach and enhancing overall absorption efficiency. Temperature is another critical factor. While ice-cold water feels instantly refreshing on a hot day, it presents problems. The extreme cold causes vasoconstriction, a tightening of blood vessels, which directly counteracts the goal of improving circulation to the genital area. It can also shock the digestive system, slowing down processes and impairing nutrient and fluid uptake. Room temperature or slightly warm water is far gentler, more readily accepted by the body, and supports sustained hydration and circulation without the detrimental constriction. Mike, initially skeptical, adopted these changes. Consistent sipping, sitting down for mindful drinking, switching to room temperature water. His feedback weeks later was profound. "Doc, I never thought water could make me feel strong again. It's not about drinking more, it's about drinking smarter." His experience highlights the shift from quantity to quality and technique in hydration. Sadly, even the most diligent efforts towards smarter hydration can be silently undermined by other common habits, creating a frustrating cycle where men feel they are doing everything right, but seeing lackluster results. This was Harold's predicament. At 74, a meticulous retired pilot, he proudly reported adhering strictly to my hydration advice: regular sipping, seated consumption, room temperature water. Yet, after several weeks, his progress plateaued. "Doc, I feel a bit better, but not the difference I expected," he admitted, his disappointment evident. A deeper dive into his daily routine revealed the sabotage. Harold enjoyed multiple cups of coffee daily and a regular evening glass of wine. He also loved water-rich fruits like watermelon and oranges, but habitually followed them immediately with a large glass of water. Each of these seemingly harmless choices was actively counteracting his hydration efforts. Caffeine in coffee, tea, some sodas, and alcohol are potent diuretics. They don't just fail to hydrate, they actively increase urine production, pulling water out of your system and leaving you net more dehydrated than before you consume them. Consuming them negates the hydrating efforts of the water you diligently sip. Drinking large volumes of water immediately after consuming water-rich fruits like melons or oranges presents a different problem. These fruits already contain significant water and require specific digestive enzymes for optimal breakdown. Gulping water right after dilutes these essential enzymes in the stomach, potentially leading to incomplete digestion, bloating, gas, and ironically, impaired absorption of the very water and nutrients you're trying to provide. The body expends extra energy dealing with this inefficiency. Even the well-intentioned act of forcing excessive water intake too quickly, overhydration, can backfire. It can lead to a dangerous dilution of essential electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. These minerals are crucial for countless bodily functions, including nerve signaling, muscle contraction, including the smooth muscle in the penis and blood vessels, and maintaining proper fluid balance. Flushing them out undermines cellular function and can paradoxically hinder the physiological processes hydration aims to support, including sexual response. Harold's adjustments were simple: moderating coffee, limiting alcohol, enjoying fruit but waiting 30 to 45 minutes before drinking water afterwards, and ensuring he didn't oversip beyond his body's comfortable absorption rate. The result was rapid and noticeable. "Now I feel it," he reported, "like my body's actually working with me again, not against me." Identifying and eliminating these hidden saboteurs is essential for hydration efforts to bear full fruit. The profound impact of correcting hydration isn't merely anecdotal. It's increasingly validated by scientific research, confirming what clinical observation consistently reveals. When the body receives what it fundamentally needs, it responds with remarkable resilience. I recall Carl, a thoughtful 70-year-old who had quietly accepted a diminishing sex life as an inevitable byproduct of age. No big deal, he told himself, compartmentalizing the loss. The wake-up call came not from physical symptoms, but from his wife's gentle concern. Are you okay? You haven't seemed like yourself lately. He realized it wasn't just about sex. It was about a fading sense of vitality, a dimming of his essential spark. Reviewing his habits, chronic, low-level dehydration emerged as a recurring theme. Carl committed fully to mindful hydration, consistent sipping, attention to temperature and posture, avoiding counterproductive habits. No medications, no invasive procedures, just disciplined, intelligent water intake. Within 6 weeks, the changes were undeniable, both subjectively and objectively. Firmer, more reliable erections. A sustained lift in daily energy levels. Notably, his blood pressure readings improved, and even his skin showed enhanced clarity and resilience. These weren't random occurrences. They were interconnected results of systemic improvement driven by hydration. Science illuminates this chain reaction. Optimal hydration maintains blood plasma volume, ensuring blood remains adequately fluid. This directly translates to improved circulation throughout the body, including the intricate vascular network essential for achieving and sustaining firm erections. Efficient blood flow is the non-negotiable physical basis of sexual function. Adequate water intake is crucial for the liver and kidneys to function optimally. These organs are central to hormone regulation, including the breakdown and clearance of excess hormones and the signaling pathways that govern testosterone production. Dehydration burdens these organs, hindering their ability to maintain hormonal balance. Even cognitive function and mood are intimately tied to hydration status. The brain is exquisitely sensitive to fluid balance. Dehydration, even mild, can impair concentration, increase feelings of fatigue and anxiety, and dampen overall mood. Proper hydration fosters mental clarity, emotional stability, and a greater sense of calm confidence, all vital components of a healthy, fulfilling intimate life. Carl's experience is far from unique. It mirrors what happens when men finally recognize that foundational health, the bedrock upon which vitality is built, often resides not in expensive supplements or complex therapies, but in the consistent, attentive practice of meeting the body's most basic physiological needs. Hydration is a cornerstone of this foundation. The imperative for mindful hydration intensifies significantly after 60, a fact often obscured by the myriad other health concerns that dominate discussions about aging. There's an unspoken reality about entering these decades. Your body becomes markedly less forgiving. The resilience of youth, the capacity to bounce back from late nights, poor food choices, or skipped glasses of water, diminishes. The consequences of neglect manifest more swiftly and profoundly, impacting not just longevity, but the very quality of life, energy, mental acuity, emotional balance, and critically, intimacy and sexual vitality. It's about the quiet erosion of feeling fully present, fully engaged, fully yourself. Frank, 67, articulated this perfectly. He felt like someone had quietly turned down the volume on his existence. He wasn't ill or in pain, but life lacked its former vibrancy and intensity. Exploring his lifestyle revealed a common pattern, underestimating how much harder his body now worked just to maintain equilibrium. Processes like fluid regulation, toxin clearance, hormone synthesis, and cellular repair become less efficient with age. Dehydration places an exponentially greater strain on these already taxed systems. Thickened blood forces an aging heart to work harder, compromising circulation precisely when vascular health is paramount. Hormonal systems, already naturally declining, are pushed further off balance by the stress response triggered by dehydration. Cognitive resources, needing more support to maintain sharpness, are depleted by even minor fluid deficits. For Frank, the shift wasn't about drastically increasing water quantity, but about optimizing quality and timing. Consistent sipping of room temperature water, eliminating the habit of chugging cold water on the go, being intentional about intake throughout the day. The results were transformative. His morning energy, once a struggle, returned. Mental fog lifted, allowing clearer thinking. Most importantly, The confidence and capability in his intimate life resurfaced. "Doc," he shared with palpable relief, "I didn't realize how far I drifted from myself until I finally came back." This encapsulates the profound power of providing the body, especially an aging body, with the fundamental resource it craves. It's not merely about preventing decline, it's about actively reclaiming a sense of vitality and presence that many assume is irrevocably lost to time. The accessibility of this solution, requiring no prescription, no special equipment, makes it all the more compelling. While mastering hydration provides a powerful foundation, combining it with specific, brief practices can significantly amplify results, particularly concerning blood flow and sexual response. The early morning hours hold unique potential. As you transition from sleep, your body is naturally resetting hormones, calibrating nervous system function, and preparing for the day ahead. What you do in those first few quiet minutes can profoundly influence your energy, focus, and even your physiological readiness for intimacy throughout the day. Greg, 71, exemplified this. He was diligent, hydrating correctly, eating well, staying active. His health was stable, but he still lacked that extra vibrancy, that responsive edge, especially sexually. He felt good, but not great. To complement his efforts, I introduced a simple 7-second morning routine focused on a specific breathing pattern designed to naturally stimulate the production of nitric oxide, NO. This molecule is nothing short of a master regulator for blood flow. It acts as a potent vasodilator, signaling the smooth muscle-lining blood vessels to relax. This widening of the vessels allows blood to flow more freely and abundantly, particularly to areas requiring significant circulation for function, including the genital region crucial for erectile response. Think of NO as turning on the main water supply valve for your body's vascular network. Greg, though initially skeptical given its simplicity, trusted the process. He integrated this brief breathing exercise into his morning ritual upon waking. Within a couple of weeks, the shift was undeniable. "Doc," he reported, a note of wonder in his voice, "it's like someone turned the lights back on." His energy felt sharper and more sustained. Erections became noticeably firmer, more reliable, and more responsive to stimulation. The confidence that had subtly ebbed away over the years began to return. This wasn't due to an expensive device or a demanding routine. It was the result of a few intentional seconds harnessing a fundamental biological process. When this 7-second NO boost is synergistically paired with consistent, intelligent hydration, ensuring the blood volume is optimal and fluid, the effect on circulation is dramatically enhanced. It's not magic. It's biology functioning as designed when given the right inputs. The body, reminded of its capacity for robust blood flow and responsiveness, begins to operate from a place of greater vitality. The cumulative effect of stacking these small, consistent actions, mindful hydration and targeted morning activation, unlocks a level of transformation that singular efforts often cannot achieve. Understanding the why is crucial, but practical application is where real change happens. Men over 60 consistently ask for clear, actionable steps. "Doc, just tell me exactly what to do." They seek a straightforward routine, seamlessly integrated into daily life, that delivers tangible results. This daily hydration rhythm, refined through clinical experience and physiological understanding, is designed to do precisely that. Richard, a resilient 66-year-old retired firefighter accustomed to pushing his body hard, arrived feeling depleted, persistently tired, mentally foggy, and deeply frustrated by bedroom difficulties. He was done with gimmicks. He wanted a sensible, foundational approach. We focused squarely on rebuilding with water. He committed to the following structure. Upon waking, within the first 30 minutes, he drank 1 full glass of room-temperature water. This replenishes fluids lost during sleep and gently kickstarts metabolism and circulation. Mid-morning, around 10 a.m., he consumed another glass, this time with a tiny pinch of high-quality sea salt, like Himalayan or Celtic salt. This trace mineral addition aids fluid retention within the cells and supports electrolyte balance, countering the potential dilution effect of plain water. Around lunchtime, he drank 1 to 2 more glasses, consumed slowly while sitting down, focusing on the act of drinking, not multitasking. This supports digestion and ensures mindful absorption. Throughout the afternoon, he continued sipping steadily, listening to his body's cues, aiming for another glass or two by mid-afternoon. In the early evening, he had 1 or 2 final glasses, ensuring his last sip was at least 60 to 90 minutes before bedtime. This prevents disruptive nighttime trips to the bathroom and supports the body's natural overnight detoxification and hormone repair cycles, crucial for testosterone production and overall recovery. Crucially, he avoided ice-cold water entirely, sipped steadily instead of gulping, and remained mindful of not consuming large amounts immediately before, during, or right after meals to avoid diluting digestive juices. The transformation Richard experienced within weeks was profound. His characteristic energy roared back. Mental clarity replaced the fog. Most significantly, the responsiveness he craved in his intimate life returned. "I feel like I've gotten something back," he reflected, "something I didn't even fully realize I'd lost." This structured yet flexible approach provides the steady, intelligent hydration the aging male body needs to function optimally. When combined with the elimination of counterproductive habits, like excessive caffeine/alcohol, and potentially paired with a 7-second nitric oxide boost, it becomes an incredibly powerful, natural strategy for enhancing sexual health, energy, and overall vitality, proving that foundational care yields powerful results regardless of age. The journey through understanding hydration's profound impact on men's health after 60 culminates in a powerful message of hope and agency. Over 30 years, I've sat across from countless men, strong, capable individuals who believed their best years, particularly their vibrant sexual vitality, were irretrievably behind them. Time and again, I've witnessed the transformative power of returning to fundamentals. We've explored how intelligent hydration is the bedrock of robust circulation, the very mechanism that enables firm, reliable erections. We've seen how chronic dehydration silently depletes testosterone, the hormone essential for drive, energy, and masculine vitality, while simultaneously elevating stress hormones that further suppress it. We've discussed how proper fluid balance clears brain fog, stabilizes mood, and fosters the calm confidence necessary for fulfilling intimacy. We've identified the common pitfalls: gulping cold water, relying on diuretics like coffee and alcohol, diluting digestion, flushing electrolytes, that sabotage even the best intentions. We've outlined the principles of effective hydration: consistent sipping of room temperature water, mindful consumption while seated, strategic timing throughout the day, and avoiding the post-meal or post-fruit gulp. We've highlighted how the body's diminishing resilience after 60 makes these habits not just beneficial, but essential for maintaining function and vitality. And we've seen how pairing this foundation with a simple, science-backed 7-second morning practice to boost nitric oxide can dramatically enhance blood flow where it matters most. The stories of Jim, Walter, Mike, Harold, Carl, Frank, Greg, and Richard aren't outliers. They are testaments to a recurring truth. Your body possesses an innate desire and capacity to function well, to feel vital, to engage fully in life, including your intimate life. It doesn't crave complex interventions first. It craves the essential conditions for basic operation. Water, so ubiquitous and overlooked, is one of the most powerful tools you possess to provide those conditions. You are not powerless against the narrative of decline. You are not consigned to a dwindling existence. Every mindful sip you take is a deliberate step towards reclaiming clarity, reigniting energy, and restoring intimate connection. The strength is still within you. The potential for renewed vitality remains. It begins with respecting the fundamental resource flowing from your tap. Start today. Prioritize intelligent, consistent hydration. Integrate supportive habits. Witness the difference it makes. Stay hydrated. Stay intentional. And above all, stay strong. Your most vibrant years need not be memories. They can be your present reality.